So Yamaha recently revealed an all-new MT-09 with new changes from top to bottom. They further refined an already fantastic bike for the streets. But are these changes that much better than the previous model? I'm going to go over the changes and let you know whether you should get this new MT-09 or not. Stay tuned.
Let's go for a ride. Watching CycleCruza's all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today.
Make sure to visit CycleCruza.com and click on the menu tab My Videos, and those are a bunch of playlists with all of my videos categorized in them to make it easier for you to navigate through. I had never rode a 2020 Yamaha MT-09 until I bought my brand new 2020 MT-09 not too long ago. This is before I modded it. I'd heard a lot of great things about the bike, namely the triple cylinder engine that everybody says is awesome. But I also heard the suspension was a bit budget and pogo stick like. That's why I didn't buy one for many years. But I'd heard Yamaha made some changes to the suspension, and that's why I bought this bike. When I first rode this bike for the first time in full stock form, I wasn't super impressed. I did like the upright seating position, and I did like that bottom end grunt, which is great for the streets. But I felt the suspension was a bit lacking and the top end power was really weak. But I wasn't looking for a top end bike, so I wasn't that upset. However, this bike really came alive when I put on a full Akrapovic exhaust and flashed the ECU with this device by DynoJet, which by the way I have a link to in the description and comment section of this video, where you can actually flash the ECU yourself really quick and easy, and it's awesome. But anyway, this bike really came alive. It had a bit more power throughout the power band. It sounded awesome.
Oh no!
There was a 15-pound reduction in weight, so the bike actually handled better. I didn't even change the suspension settings, and the bike was so much better. Awesome bike. I really appreciate the MT-09 after making these changes. However, I felt Yamaha could have made some better improvements to this bike, and they have with this 2021 Yamaha MT-09. And Yamaha's made some really awesome major changes to this bike from top to bottom, except I don't like that ugly Cyclops headlight. I like the previous generation's headlight better, which performed fine at night. But they say this new headlight is much better. It now has an all-in-one high and low beam. And it also has a softer edge on the beam, which makes it easier for your eyes at night. Which I could care less because I don't ride at night. But for some of you, maybe that's a great change. I just don't think the headlight flows with the bike that great. It makes it look more standard looking. That's where the previous generation looked a bit more awesome, unique, and different. I do like how they put the fender on the tail instead of the swing arm, which makes it much easier to put on a fender eliminator kit, which we all do anyhow. I like those OEM turn signals. I can rock with those instead of putting on aftermarket ones. The swing arm is new and much lighter weight, which they say improves the handling of the bike. But better than that, it has an all-new engine. Yes, a new triple cylinder engine. It has gone from 847 cc's to 890 cc's, so a 43 cc increase, which they probably did because they had to put the new exhaust on to meet the Euro 5 emissions, which kind of corks the bike up a bit and robs power, so that keeps it from losing power. But we put on an aftermarket exhaust anyhow and flash the ECU, so we'll probably be able to utilize that added power. Which they redesigned the internal components of this engine to be lighter weight, which this bike has now lost 8 pounds. It's 8 pounds lighter than the previous generation, and they say it has better fuel economy, 11% better. Instead of 44 miles per gallon average, it now has 49 miles per gallon average, even though on my 2020 model with the Akrapovic exhaust and flash ECU, I'm only averaging 37 miles per gallon, which really sucks, and sometimes I have to fuel the bike up twice in a day. But this bike has a new 6-speed transmission with a new assistant slipper clutch for lighter clutch pulls and smoother downshifts. Also, new optimized gear ratio, so now first and second gear are slightly higher than the past. But check this out. This bike has a new quick shifter for clutchless up and down shifting that comes standard on the bike like they should have always done. Also, it has a new ride-by-wire throttle that has a new accelerator position sensor grip, which hopefully calms the twitchy throttle of the past. It's got an all-new chassis with a new lightweight aluminum frame, a new aluminum die-cast subframe. It's got a new lightweight swing arm like I mentioned earlier. It's got new lightweight spin forged aluminum wheels that save some weight for the braking. It has a new Nissan Master cylinder for the front brake. So now you can control the brakes with just your fingertip. At least that's what they say. We'll see. Also, you can adjust the riding position on this bike, which is really awesome. The handlebars and foot pegs are now adjustable. The handlebar clamps can be rotated 10 millimeters forward, and the foot pegs can be raised 14 millimeters higher and 4 millimeters rearward. So if you want to be a street Rossi and ride a bit more aggressively, you can make that more aggressive riding position, or if you hit the track, make a more aggressive riding position. And finally, it has a new suspension, new KYB front fork and KYB rear shock. Both the front and rear are adjustable for preload and rebound, and the front fork's adjustable for compression. This bike has all new electronic rider aids now with a new 6-axis IMU borrowed from the R1. It has traction control system, slide control system, and front wheel lift control system, aka wheelie control, which I turn all these rider aids off when I'm on the streets anyhow. But hey, if you're being a street Rossi out there or want to hit the track, maybe these rider aids can save your butt. It has an all-new 3.5-inch full-color instrumentation display, which has this fancy bar-type tech that changes colors as the RPM rises or falls. And it has pretty much all the same features as the previous one, but a bit fancier looking. That pretty much sums up the major changes they've done to this bike. They did bump the price up $399, so now the bike costs $9,399 MSRP, which is well worth it for all these awesome changes. I mean, for the quick shifter alone that has a new clutchless up and down shifting standard on the bike is awesome for the additional $400, let alone all these other awesome changes to the bike. It does come in 3 colors: the Storm Flu, Matte Raven Black, which is my favorite, and the Team Yamaha Blue. So what do you guys think? Do you think these changes are awesome or what? Do you like the looks of the bike? Leave a comment. Let's talk about it. I'm thinking seriously about selling my 2020 bike and buying this new bike. Even though I don't like the headlight, I think they made some really awesome changes to this bike, especially when you mod this new bike and you put the new exhaust and flash the ECU, put on a fender eliminator kit, especially with the all black look. It'll probably look pretty cool. So I don't know, we'll see. I look forward to the first professional riding review of this bike, and we'll see. Then I'll make my decision at that time. But I do love my 2020 MT-09. I think the MT-09 is an awesome bike for the streets, because most of us do our riding out here, you know, on the public streets, where we can't really go too fast unless you're a fool out here, you know, and you're a highway bandito. But for most of us, we want torque, you know, that bottom end grunt, and this bike has it, and it's very comfortable to ride. And now you can adjust it for a more aggressive riding position on the track, and it's probably better suited for the track now. So you could probably use this bike for the street and track. We'll see, like I said, in future reviews. So leave a comment. Let's talk about it, man. This is really awesome news from Yamaha. I love that Yamaha listened to us, especially they changed the suspension, they put the up and down quick shifter, they made it lighter weight. I love when they make bikes lighter weight. So man, I look forward to seeing how this bike really is. And if they say, like I said, it's really awesome, I'm probably gonna sell my bike. But I don't know, we'll see. Right now I'm enjoying my 2 bikes. And I'll tell you guys, my #1 most fun bike is my 2019 custom YZ450 FX Supermoto. Absolutely awesome bike, wheelie machine, hooligan machine, can ride it off-road, just a super fun bike. If you haven't seen the build series I did on that, I have a video link in the description and comment section of this video. I will be doing a 2-year review on it because a lot of you guys asked me about the maintenance on there, because you know with the dirt bikes it's very high maintenance with those bikes. So I'm going to keep you updated with that, let you know any problems, and let you know about that bike. So stay tuned for that 2-year review. I appreciate all you guys. Thumbs up. Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.